Don't do that. Okay. Okay. I'm getting ready to get started. I'm a little late. Well, I'm actually 1 minute late. But I want to thank you guys for coming in and joining us. My name is Sylvia Hubbard, and I am. Good morning, Diane. Hi, Diane. Hey, Lashonda. How are you? Good morning, guys. Let me introduce myself. Of course, I am Sylvia Hubbard. I am an indie romance author of romance and suspense of over 35 books. I've been indie published since 2000, which is a really long time. I'm founder of Motown Writers Network and the Michigan Literary Network, which actually helps writers in Michigan get to their literary goals. And we also help readers find Michigan authors. That's been my sort of niche in the world since 2000, established in 2000. I blog host over 5 different blogs of various varieties, and I consider myself, I guess, an author's best friend. I don't go and say, well, I'm a consultant or I'm a a guru or anything like that. I kind of, thanks for the follow. Thanks for sharing. Yes, of course, share, share, share. Um, I don't consider myself that. I just kind of consider myself an author's best friend where, hey, you call me up, you text me, you email me. Hey, Sylvia, how do you do this? And, I'm like, hey, okay, I'll just tell you how to do it. So I pretty much have considered myself very knowledgeable in the field of writing, publishing, and marketing because that's what I love to do, and I do it all the time. So if you have been watching me on social network, you know that you need to go to howtoebook.org/blog. Just click on the blog tab and then pull down the monthly marketing tips for authors, which we'll be talking about. So like if you're near your computer now, but I'll be going through them. Even if if you didn't print them out or anything like that, I'll still be going through them to make sure that you guys know what we'll be talking about. Thank you, Diane, most awesome person in the world. Definitely, I gotta come on your show. I definitely have to go through and submit to your show. So because you're just awesome. Everybody follow Diane and check out her great blog talk show. So you guys got to go and check it out. Okay, so we're going to be doing our... You're so sweet. Thank you. Monthly marketing tips for authors. So I started these monthly marketing tips. If you don't know, I had a fire in 2013. So before that, I was, selling books and just going through the motions and everything. When the fire happened and it took me out, I kind of took almost a whole year off of marketing. So Lashonda, I can understand when authors be like, hey, I want to start marketing again, and it's really hard. Once you stop, you really just don't feel like doing it. So I kind of had to, pull myself up on the horse to start gating again in order to get back into the marketing thing, because when you stop, you feel this flow of the stuff that you've been doing. And when I talked to Dan Pointer, he even explained this. He said you're gonna get like three to 4 months of good sales. You'd be like, hey, I'm not even doing anything and I'm selling books, and then all of a sudden it just drops. And then you're like, oh gosh, what happened? I was selling books and now I'm not. So it's a continuous cycle that you do have to get up every day and have a mindset of promoting your books. So yeah, the fire happened in 2013. Girl, where you been? And burned my whole house down. Kind of had to go into either I had to be depressed, go crazy, or get up and start back over again. And that's pretty much what I did. So now I'm kind of like a newbie author in terms of just getting out there and marketing again and getting that loving feeling of this is what I really want to do. This is what I really want to go through and do this. I love writing. I love sharing my stories to people Good morning. Oh my God, I gotta go buy and get an apple. You're gonna make me go buy and get an apple, Chewy Apples. How are you? Good morning. So I'm gonna be giving out. Oh, okay, yeah. Sales don't stop. Yeah, definitely. You gotta keep marketing every day, and I love that Lashonda at Sormag. You gotta go there. Sormag.com gives out tips all the time about and just encouragement about how to market your book. So definitely, you always have to be looking out for ways to market. So I've been actually doing it, and I actually have her book right here. See, I have her building online relationships. So you have to get that. Learn something in the first chapter of the book. So you must pick up Lashonda's book, and it's her birthday month, so we must encourage her to keep going and keep giving out those awesome tips. So you can check it out on Amazon. Matter of fact, I might just feature it on my next blog post to let you guys know it's just an awesome book. So let's get to monthly marketing tips. So I started doing these monthly marketing tips because I wanted to take the knowledge that I knew about, but make it new. So I knew about it with a K and then make it new without a K. And this is what I'm going through. It's like it's so much information that I know that I can't use anymore, but I can turn it around and bring it into the 21st century. Speaking of the 21st century, if you checked out our last, oh, thanks, is that a rock? Thank you. Speaking of 21st century, if you, I'll be uploading our 21st century podcast that we did, our video cast that we did last week to YouTube. You can also check it out on Facebook on my Michigan Literary World there. But I'll be adding like tags in YouTube and all the links and everything at the bottom of the screen for the YouTube video. You can also go to howtoebook.org, and if you want to get the presentation I used last week, the YouTube channel is youtube.com/Sylvia Hubbard1. Thank you, Diane, for the reminder. So it's youtube.com/Sylvia Hubbard1. You can go there and subscribe, and I'll be uploading the video. But you can also get the PowerPoint that I used last time at howtoebook.org. Click on the product section, and you can actually download the PowerPoint that I use with the resource sheets as well. So you can actually do that. I just loaded that this morning, so you can just go ahead and go in there and buy that PowerPoint that I use. So that would be awesome. Okay, so we're going to go through practical advice. Thank you, Diane. Yes, definitely youtube.com/SylviaHubbard1. Yeah, so the practical advice that I'm giving you is actually from our February post. I posted it on my website at sylviahubbard.com. And what I did was, let me give you all the channels while we're talking. So what I did was I posted it now on howtoebook.org, so you guys could actually try to use some of these tips. Tell me how they worked and what worked for you, what didn't work for you, and if you had any questions about it, you could actually just, come here on the podcast and say, hey, I had a question about that. So our first tip is media, and we did talk about grabbing interviews and podcast interviews, and you can go to the YouTube channel and check that out. But here we actually have the link of where you can find fresh interviews of authors. So media, grab a media, do something in media. This is something you have to do this month. That's our what we're doing is trying to find something, do an interview somewhere, somehow, to try to grab interviews. And I said a great way and an easy way is podcasts and using Blog Talk Radios. Now there's other radio shows such as Artists First, 365 Live. They have hundreds and hundreds of podcasts out there. You can go to SoundCloud and find even more out there to grab interviews. Now the second one is events. Now that spring and summer book fairs are coming, and a lot of literary events are being set up for not only spring, summer, and fall, you can get out there and grab a vendor table for them. Now, you're going to say, oh, well, I thought you were more into doing stuff online. I've from reading, from knowing, and the knowledge that's out there, more times than not, you're gonna actually have great book sales. Can you explain to me what you mean by Grab Media Platform? Okay, I'll tell you in a second. More times than not, you can get great book sales, great contacts, great networking when you're doing face to face marketing. When you're out there at the vendor tables and selling your book, introducing yourself to people, whether they buy or don't buy, you're making great contact, getting that business card in their hands, grabbing those emails to sign up for your mailing list. So you're getting great contacts. Now vendor tables can range from free, which is the best price ever, to up to $200. I always say grab the free first. If you can put it in your schedule and you can do it, grab the free first. Sometimes it'll be little to no crowd. Sometimes I've seen huge crowds come to free events. But I mean, take a chance, get out there, get out of the house and do vendor events, because that is going to be a great way for you to get in front of people and show them what you have. Plus, it's a learning experience, and you get to, of course, network with other authors. Yes, do vendor events. You can, and this is a good tip. I actually learned this from the book Shepherd. And what they suggest is that you spend 3 weeks on every aspect. So if you're doing contacting libraries to find out for book sales, spend 3 weeks just contacting libraries. That way you have the library mindset questions in your head. You know what to ask, you know what to send, and you know what to do, in order to get the library to get you into their a location for their book fair. So you spend 3 weeks on contacting libraries, spend 3 weeks on contacting organizations, then you spend 3 weeks of going through Facebook and Google searches for other events. Now I'm going to say I found awesome Michigan events, that a lot of book fairs, a lot of book fairs in Michigan on Facebook. A lot of authors set up either their own private book fairs, or what they do is that they get with libraries and do their own events. And I found awesome events using just Facebook alone. Actually, I found over 12 different author events throughout 2016 using it. Yes. So spend 3 weeks on each portion. That way you have those questions in mind. You have already the stuff in place to get your book out there in front of everybody and get out of the house. As we are writers, but once you become an author, you do have to get out there in front of people. So I actually did a search on Facebook. I actually put in book fairs, Michigan. I put books, Michigan events, and then it brought up all these different groups. Well, I joined the groups and started looking through posts. And in the post, they would say, "Hey, I'm planning a book fair for 2016." It was the Holland Tulip Festival, because Holland has this huge tulip festival, but the author was actually setting up a literary platform for the Tulip Festival. Free tables. Free tables. So I'll be in June or July driving up to Holland to get a free table at the Tulip Festival. I also found like several library events and we call them up in the Michigan fingertips. Lots of library events that they were having, book fairs, and I grabbed those. Just 2 weeks ago, we went to, well, it was Make My Night, me and him, we went up past Lansing to another book fair, which was held at an arcade, which was really cool because it was an arcade and a bowling. Parents were coming into the book fair and buying books. And she did a wonderful job. So, I mean, I didn't have to pay for anything. I just had to travel up there and set my books out and sell them. And I'm usually selling about, up to a minimum of 3 to up to almost 20 books at these fairs, depending upon it. And I'm not doing that book exchange. I don't do the book exchange or anything like that. Now, to go back on Shamika's question about grabbing media. When I say that, I mean like going out and find either video casts, podcasts, even a television interview. You're grabbing media interviews. You're putting the work in, submitting proposals and saying, or press releases and saying, hey, you need me on this show because I can do this. And that's how you're grabbing interviews, or you're grabbing media. That's what I meant by that. So grab media interviews. It's really important. You try to at least do once a month. I usually try to tell authors, try to do one a month to get yourself out there. But number 2, you're updating your website and saying, hey, I got out there. I'm people want to do interviews with me. Even if you set it up, you still got that interview and you still got the word out about your book. And you got it into a great media, a great outlet that can continue to hold that on their site, especially podcasts and video casts. They usually hold it on their site forever, and you can just link back to your site. And when people want to know, hey, I didn't hear her talk, or what does she talk about, click on this link. So make sure you're also listing these things on your pages. A lot of authors don't do that. They don't repost those links on their site because, they hold those links. Thanks. Make sure you guys are checking out Diane's Diamond Literary blog to get interviews as well. But yeah, they hold those interviews forever, and you can actually link back to your site, which creates promotion for you on your website to show that you're getting yourself out there. People are listening to what you have to say. And you can show that you have a standing ground of you're doing interviews, you're getting yourself out there. So make sure you are catching those links and keeping them on your website. And it's great for your Google searches, so people know who you are, and Google knows that you're active not only on your website but also your link somewhere else. That's how Google knows you're actually alive, when you go out and you post the link. Yeah, Diane, make sure you post the link to where people can go and check out your interviews as well. Okay, so I'm going to move on. If no one had any questions about events, finding events or anything like that, we're going to move on to promotion. Promotion, I have my little, my laptop set up. If I showed you guys how I set up on Periscope, y'all just crack up. Well, that's at a later date. So, so promotions. Like I said, spring is coming up, and readers are trying to put their to be read list together for the summer when they're sitting out on the beach or they're going on vacation. They have their book clubs are setting up lists for what to read for the rest of the year. So this is a good time for you to put together a great campaign of reading my book. But of course, we're not going to say read my book. We're going to put together a summer coupon or a discount or hop into my book campaign or something like that to, go in the Easter thing or something like that, or put your book on Canva.com and put a beach behind it and say, while you're at the beach, you should be reading this book. You want to put together these campaigns now, because once people, are starting to wind down and saying, oh, okay, I got to get my vacation list together. I got my vacation all paid off. What can I read? And then bam, you got this great discount. You got a coupon sitting right there, and people are like, hey, okay, I can get that book and put it on there and read it for the summer, pop you out a review by the end, and going into fall. So right now is a great time to start pushing those coupons and discounts, so people can get them on their devices or buy the books. Right, it really works during storms and holidays too, right? And you can always go to, like, if you have your book at Smashwords, you can create a coupon immediately. Go to canva.com, put together a great coupon there, put that code right in there. Actually, what I'll do is I'll post a coupon on sylviahubbard.com because I just did it on Canva, so I was kind of proud of myself. Love me some Canva. Love it. Right. So I actually put it there, and all I did was take the coupon, the discount that Smashwords gives me, add the book, put a little tagline and say, hey, this, and then I added the I know it's a learning, and I always tell people, when you have something new, uh when you have like a new thing, go in there and try to break it. You can either really break it, which then you'll end up really famous, or you can actually learn how to use it. So you one or two options, but get in there and just, like, if you have free time, even if you're sitting there watching TV, go in there and say, hey, let me see, can I make a coupon? Hey, can I make a header from a Facebook or something? And that's what I did. The more you use it, the better you get. So yeah, I always tell people, just go in there and try to break it. If you break it, you're gonna end up famous anyway. So I love it. Yeah, so yeah, get a coupon together, get a discount code together, and then send it out. Start sending it out in March, April, and the beginning of May, because those are the prime dates when people are actually looking to fill their stuff for the summer. So you want to make sure you're doing that. Hold a free campaign, hold a discount campaign. You don't always have to do the free campaign. A lot of people are like, well, it's on Amazon and I have to do the free. No, you don't. You can actually do discounts. You can actually take your live book. I usually say, if more than one book, you have a back catalog, you can actually discount it on Amazon, lower it down for 20 days or 30 days or 60 days, and then raise the price back up. You can manipulate your own price. You don't have to go by what Amazon tell you to do. You can actually do it yourself. Then go over to Smashwords, lower the book over there, and then just let people know, for a limited time, the book is this. Get in there and buy the book. So it's really up to you how you want to do it. I always like to check out what other authors are doing. I mean, that's very important. Always check out what other authors are doing. I mean, go into Twitter and do like book discount campaigns or just book discounts, and you'll see like a whole bunch of campaigns going on. You can also do, this is off topic, you can actually do collaborations with other authors. So if you know authors in your genre, you can actually go and say, hey, we can do a book hop and remind people, hey, we got this discount going on. Download all our books. So it's like the reader is getting like a bundle of books, and they love those. They love when they can get discounts, massive discounts. And if you only got one or two books, get with another author who actually can also help you with that. So you guys tag off of each other. You buy her book, you buy my book, and then you get it done. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the dreaded reviews. I believe that's probably the worst thing. Like, the authors feel they have to get them, but they hate trying to get them. So reviews are very necessary to a book's success. It was a GIF going around Facebook that actually spoke really good words that said, authors, books that had over 100 reviews were actually referred or suggested to books similar to it. So authors really do have to work to get those reviews. You really do. And that's basically what all three of those suggestions will possibly lead to. doing the media, doing the events, getting the word out there that you have a book. And when you're face to face with people, they say, hey, I read your book. You say, oh, could you please go and do a review? Sit up and ask them. Don't just, not ask them. That's crazy not to. If people say they read the book, say, hey, do a review for me, please. So we're to get reviews, if you want to do it yourself, you can run a creative review campaign to get people to read the book. Now, one suggestion is, and you're like, okay, I'm out of creative reviews. I got enough creativity to write the book. I don't have any more creativity at all. But one suggestion is that you can go to, you can actually do a giveaway. Right. It's to send an art to a known reviewer, of course. There's review sites that actually you can actually upload your book to. I'm going to get the link for that because I know it's two of them off the top of my head. I can't remember. I can see them. And actually, I just saw one. I want to say Go Book Social, but I got to look that up just to be sure. But you can actually upload your books to these book sites just for exclusive for reviewers to come in, pick them out, and do it. Yep, you can do a giveaway on Goodreads to encourage reviews. You can also do like your own on your website. You can do like gift card entry giveaways. So when people do post the reviews on, if they post the reviews on Amazon or Goodreads or Barnes and Nobles, you can actually have them come back, enter the link, enter their Amazon email, and then submit. Once they do that, you check to make sure you can enter them into a gift card giveaway. Send them a gift card in the mail, or you can send them an electronic gift card by going to Amazon.com. Amazon has like electronic gift cards you can actually send to people, and they can use those right on their phone. So that's even more cooler. People don't even, that's like a out of the box kind of idea you can do. Otherwise, you can actually do a Amazon giveaway on another item. You can actually say, hey, you review this book, I got this book for you. You can actually do that as well. And you can go to giveaway.amazon.com in order to see what you can actually give away. You can give away a pen. You can give away a cup. You can give away a whole play set. You can give away a lawnmower. I swear. On the giveaway.amazon.com, you give away almost anything at this point. I don't think you could give away clothes. But yeah, they have a lot of items you can just give away. I actually ended up winning a chopper, a food processor chopper, from them. I won like some weird stuff. So you can actually do that, through Amazon giveaway, for a review. So yeah, you can also do that. So those are tips that you can do. If anybody have any more questions, you can ask me now. I'm trying to see. Oh, if you do love the tips, you can always buy me coffee. Go on the website at howtoebook.org. You can buy me coffee. So Amazon, Goodreads, yeah, Shofari, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Snapchat are a great place to post reviews. They are. They actually are. And people say, well, why would you post a review on YouTube? But if you go and watch like the author's book trailer, that's a great way to post the review right under the trailer. And if you're a good reviewer, you would leave your promotional link on Amazon so people can click in and you can actually make money from that review. But they also, I don't know if Library Thing is still available. You can actually do it through there, and but Goodreads, Amazon, and definitely Shofari, those are good places to post them and get people in there. And I always say, like I said before, on one of my tips, I say, go and do reviews. If you do your own reviews, you can post them all over and submit them even to other bloggers. who need fodder for their blog. So you can, and then you can, if you're an author, that would be a great byline for you, where you can go and link back to your site. So you can go into the blog directory, and actually find reviewers that do reviews on that, and you can submit as a guest post. So that is also a really good tip. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. It's 30 minutes, and I don't like mine to go really long. Oh, thank you, Diane. I try. I mean, I don't want to blow people's heads up. But I do want people to kind of get a gist of, as we slowly go into getting back on the horse and getting that book marketing done. These are things you can do in order to, because people say, well, I don't have time to do this. And they think too big of it, and you really can't. You got to keep it simple. A lot of times that's what I would just write, KISS on everything, because once you start keeping it simple and you start just doing a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, then you see yourself starting to not only get used to marketing all the time, but also finding new and better ways of marketing. I mean, when I tell you it's so many ways that you can do it, because I've been in this business for so long and I've seen so many ideas work and don't work. You really see that it's out there. So before we leave, I want to remind everybody who I am. I'm Sylvia Hubbard. I am author and founder. And you guys, this is really terrible. Before I say this, I got my bio written on the back of here, so I can't lie to people. So I have to tell you guys that, because I forget what I do, because I think I do so much. So I am Sylvia Hubbard. I am an indie author of over 30 books of romance and suspense. At that website, we're actually doing a live book. For 2016, I promised my readers to do 4 live books. So we're going to actually do a blogging book Periscope, because a lot of people ask me, well, how do you blog a book? How do you make it safe and secure? How do you make sure nobody is giving out the password? Things like, they ask me like all these different questions, or how the heck do you blog a book, or what is a blog book? I get that a lot. So that's what we're doing at sylviahubbard.com. We're actually blogging a book live. We're on our first book. We're actually finishing up. I started in January, and I've done a 50,000 word book in 3 months, which is really awesome for me as I get back on the horse. And that's called 2 Ways to Pleasure. And the next book coming up in April, I'm taking like 2 weeks off, and then I'm starting a new book in April called Beautiful. Sorry about that. A new book called Beautiful, where we'll start that in April. And then that's all we're doing at sylviahubbard.com. You can go there for updates, because I have other information, other things that are coming up, other events that I do offline. Our social media is coming up in May and June for the libraries in Detroit, because I do practice what I preach. I go out there and I actually do this stuff, so I know it works. So that's why I'm giving you this information. Then, of course, on Motown Writers Network, what do you do with the book once done? Oh, hey, you're trying to make me do a blog book workshop now. What we do is, actually, they subscribe for $15. So we have over 100, no, now we have 200 people, because we started promoting for Beautiful. So now we have, I believe, over 200 people subscribed for 2016, and they subscribe for $15 for 4 books. And what they do is they get the option of reading that book, the passwords to the books. Once the book is done, it stays on the website at the password protected level. So it'll be an exclusive book on Sylvia Hubbard. Right, that's a steal. 4 books for $15, and you're the first one to read them. And then I'm going to send it over to the editor. She finishes editing it off. I go back and I put the book as an ebook on the site only for the people who paid the $15. It'll actually only be exclusive for the people who pay $15. And then everybody else has to buy a paperback book if they want to know the book. And it actually is, if you're an avid reader of Sylvia Hubbard, most of the books have the family that everybody loves for me to write about, and it's the Hart family. So actually in this one, everybody's realizing why the Harts are the Harts. So they want to buy the book. They have, in order to finish the saga, they have to buy this book actually. So if you don't get it now as the $15 in the pack, then you actually have to go buy the paperback book, which will be due out by the summer. I know, that's a great idea. And it sells my back catalog because, as I mentioned, new characters or old characters, new readers come in and then they go buy those books. So it's kind of cool. I know. But don't be making me do a workshop now. So blog host, I blog over 5 different blogs. And that includes Love a Black Woman, Motown Mom Musing, Michigan Murder and Mayhem, and 2 others. And I consider myself an author's best friend. Like I said, I don't do consulting, encouraging, or anything like that. I kind of just, hey, you need something, you want to know something, I pretty much can figure it out, or I know something. If anybody didn't know, my father was a scientist. He's a chemist. And my mom is an educator. So you can just imagine me growing up to learn everything about something. So that's pretty much me. And like I said, we're going to get out of here. If you guys, do you have any more questions? I'm open to questions. Okay, so no more questions. So we're going to get out of here. I'm actually going to probably cut this off for YouTube. But this is going to be live. Make sure you share it with your followers now. We're going to be live. I'll keep it up. Share it. Tweet it out. Make sure everybody knows so they can come in and see it. And it should be up on YouTube probably in a couple of weeks because I'm just kind of pacing myself. So I'm not trying to push myself in getting these YouTubes up because I want to make sure I have great titles and everything. So if you guys have any suggestions about what you would love me to Periscope about, let me know. I hope to have a blab soon with LaShonda. We got to figure out when we can do that, get our schedules together. For Motown Writers Network, if you're listening in the Metro Detroit area, if you're here March 19th, this Saturday, I am hosting Motown Writers Network, I am hosting the Motown Writers Women's Literary Brunch, and we have 3 awesome speakers that are coming. I'm looking for my notebook that actually has a list of everybody in there. But you can go to MotownWriters.com Women's Brunch to find out about it. So I had to pull up my little thing. Make it bigger. Okay, so we have Anna Clark, who's a freelance writer and editor of Detroit Anthology. We have Onita Jackson, former Free Press consultant, columnist, and editor, and author of Nappy-Headed Negro Syndrome. And we have Cassie Roche, the 2014 Writer House recipient, poet, and author of Knocked Up on Yes. If you don't know what Writer House is, it's actually, you can go to writerhouse.com, and it's a way for writers all around the world, no matter where you live, you can enter to win a house and live in Detroit. I know, crazy. But Cassie was one of the first winners of the house, so she'll be there to talk about her experience, her move from New York to Detroit, and just really good tips. So we'll have food and networking and just a really great time. Plus, Karen Dumas will be coming to talk about how we can make Detroit's literary network stronger and how we can come together as a community to create a great literary network in Metro Detroit. So if you're in the Metro Detroit area and would love to come and network, please come out. The event is free. There are still some limited VIP tickets for limited VIP. You get your food early. You get reserved seating, swag bags, and of course, VIP meet and greet before the event. So I hope to see you Saturday if you're in the Metro Detroit area. If not, I will see you next week where we will. Oh, I have the Periscope for next week, which is getting your writing together. So we'll start actually from the beginning of how to get your writing together, how to take it and create it. I'm gonna make sure I invite oh my god, my murder burger buddy, um oh, Deborah Owsley. I'm gonna invite her because she actually asked me about this, and I was like, this would make a great Periscope as I was explaining to her what I did. But I actually did this workshop back in 2011 for a conference, and it was really great. And as I was going through the slides recently, I was like, this would be awesome to do a Periscope on. So, if you didn't get the Periscope last week, you can actually check it out. It should be uploaded by this week